Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you are all well and grabbing your seats. We're going to be starting at 1 o'clock. The welcome by the Rector and Vice Chancellor will commence at 1 o'clock. It is the official welcome for the law students and the community health sciences students. So welcome to the University of the Western Cape, and thank you so much for enrolling, being accepted, and for choosing UWC as your university of choice. Many great esteemed people have come out of the law faculty, so much so that they contributed so favorably to the first democratic government of South Africa. People like Dalla Omar, Khada Asmal, walked through the doors and walked through the corridors and lecture halls of the law faculty. Our community health sciences faculty is also a very prestigious faculty located in Bellville. It's wonderful facilities, all the latest infrastructure that you need to achieve your goals and objectives. So your journey starts right here. Being from the events office, which I am, my name is Hadi Zacharias. This is a wonderful university full of cultural and recreational, student-oriented events. I never knew that when I came to work here all those years ago that there would be 448 events a year. Most of them are geared towards student activities, keeping in mind that there's only 365 days of the year. So you've got a lot waiting for you and a lot installed for the rest of your future and the rest of your studying careers. Our Varsity Shield tournament will be kicking off shortly as well. I hope that you'll find the time in between your busy schedules to come and support the team. The campus launch for Varsity Shield will be taking place on the 12th of February, and it'll be outside the Great Hall. Outside the pillars where you came inside, the launch will commence at 1 o'clock on the 12th of February, so you're all invited to that as well. Can I just ask that you put your phones on silent? There is official videography and photography that will be shared with everybody post today. Can I also please ask you that you don't do any filming if your phone is on silent as well? Like I said, it will be shared with you. And because the day is getting warmer and warmer as we go into it, you'll see outside in the University Square, the quad area, there's that Sprite stand. Those drinks are all for your enjoyment. They're for free. Please go up there and get something to drink as well. I know I've been there a couple of times as well. I think I probably lost about 5 Ks in the suit that I'm wearing because it's really quite warm. And it keeps on getting warmer, so please go and replenish yourselves and get some relief there as well. I'm going to ask you to stand when the procession comes into the hall and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, and then we'll get going from there. So as soon as the procession is ready to enter the hall, we'll stand up and we'll sing the national anthem, and then we'll get proceedings underway. So very, very welcome. Please try and settle in. I know it's extremely warm, but I hope that your time at UWC and your careers and your study careers at UWC will be as warm, as pleasant, as welcoming as the weather outside. So we've got a lot to look forward to, and it all starts right here. So thank you. I'll be back in a moment just to let you know when the procession is ready, and then we'll get things going. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please stand? The procession is about to enter the hall.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I know it's midday, it's a hot day, we are all tired, but let's show some excitement. Please remain standing and join us in singing the national anthem, please. Thank you. You may be seated. Good afternoon once again to all of you, and a very, very warm welcome to UWC. My name is Nita Lawton-Misra, and I am the Registrar of the University. I will be a program director for this session. You are seated here today because you have either registered in the Faculty of Community and Health Sciences or the Faculty of Law. So many future lawyers and health practitioners sitting among us today. Thank you for applying to the University of the Western Cape. Congratulations on being selected to register at the university, and thank you for registering. You will know that you are a registered student if you have a student card. If you don't have your student card, it means you haven't yet completed your registration, and you should try and do that sometime later today. You don't need to leave the hall now, but you can do it later. However, do know that if you are not registered, you won't be permitted to attend classes from next week, so make sure you are registered, okay? I would like to now invite Mr. Bakona Sibayoni, who is the Deputy President of the Student Representative Council, to address you. Please give Mr. Sibayoni a warm welcome. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Program Director. Rector and Vice Chancellor, Prof. Robert Balfour, all the Deputy Vice Chancellors, the Executive Directors, Registrar and Deans of Faculties, parents, friends, families, and first years, all protocol is observed. Before I can even begin with the delivering of the speech, can we please stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine and all other parts of the world who are in oppression today, who are suffering from genocide and they cannot attend school? Can you please stand up and observe a moment of silence for them? Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning, first years, future graduates, and leaders of tomorrow. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you as the Deputy President of the Student Representative Council. My name is Bakona Sibanyoni, and I am here to deliver a welcome speech on behalf of the Students Representative Council, which is the SRC in abbreviation. You have made it this far, and that alone is not a small achievement. We have fought hard to be here, and today marks the beginning of a new chapter. It marks a new chapter in your life. But let me be real with you, university is not easy, and it was never meant to be easy. And your journey will not always be smooth. Many of you are arriving here with dreams that are bigger than your obstacles that you have already faced in life. You are here because you refuse to give up. But make no mistake, the challenges do not end here. You will be tested. You will be tested financially, you will be tested mentally, and you will be tested academically as you navigate through your degree. Some of you have already felt the weight of financial burdens and financial blocks. We have experienced frustration of financial clearances, preventing you from registering. Some of you might have experienced open quotes, awaiting funding confirmation from NSFAS and other buzzers, or open quotes, NSFAS has not processed your application, close quotes. Some of you have received emails telling you that your resident application was unsuccessful. Some of you have received emails telling you that you're still on the waiting list for residence, yet you are expected to attend classes next week, coming very far from this province. Some of you might have to sleep on their friends' floors or pay deposit fees in private accommodation landlords in order for you to have a bed to sleep. You'll be exploited to this private accommodation with Wi-Fi issues that are unstable, security that is questionable, and maintenance that is always and often neglected. You will question whether you belong here. You will sit in lectures and wonder if you are good enough. You will feel overwhelmed by the workload, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But let me remind you, it did not come this far just to come this far. UWC is the university built on struggle, but also on triumph. Every degree earned here is not just a certificate. It's a story of resilience, of breaking barriers, and of proving people wrong. You are here to claim your future, to change your family's circumstances, and to be part of a generation that transforms the society at large. The challenges you face are not meant to break you, but rather they are meant to shape you. Every sleepless nights, every rejections, every financial struggles, every resident struggles will add to the power of your success. The Student Representative Council of the University of the Western Cape is committed to making sure that we have a swift and smooth journey as you navigate through your first year. We are here to assist you, and should you need any assistance, please come through to the Student Representative Council. We will not let you suffer in silence, and that is what we can tell you. Remember why you came here, whether we are first in your family to come to university, or whether we are here to create a better future. Do not let anything to derail you. Your degrees will test you. Your mind will tell you to quit, but you must rise above it. You are capable more than you think. Now you have entered a space that will change your life forever. UWC does not create ordinary graduates, but rather it produces warriors, revolutionaries, and leaders. Let this place shape you, but never let it break you. The road ahead will not be easy, and again I'll emphasize, it was never meant to be easy. But if you hold on, if you keep on pushing, if you refuse to back down, you will not only survive, but you will thrive. Please build a strong supportive system. Find your people, find networks. The friends that you make here will become your family and the only people you will have for the duration of your degree. Stand together and support each other, and never walk this journey alone. Initially, I had forgotten to introduce the rest of this SRC, pardon me. But if you can give me the chance before I conclude to introduce to you the rest of your committee. On my left-hand side, I have the Secretary General of the SRC, Sinovuyo Kancho. Next to her, I have the Projects and Campaigns Officer, a person who's going to be responsible to make sure that your university life is not only academic, but also have some enjoyment. A person who will be bringing you entertainment, a person who will be hosting all the events that we'll be having throughout the year, Mr. Kamani Voloki. Then on my far left, on the front row, we have the Student Governance and Services Officer, Mr. Akanya May. Next to him, we have the Public Relations Officer, Ms. Pindile Dlamini. And then next to her, we have the Policy and Transformation Officer, Ms. Azra Pochenpol. And finally, we have the Gender and Safety Officer, Mr. Lindoguhle Ndlovu. And also allow me to apologize on behalf of my colleagues who are not here and joining us at this particular time and moment, as they are attending other pressing issues at the ground that we're facing. To conclude, as you have entered this space, remember the reason that brought you here. I remember I was sitting here in 2023, just like you, and there was one man who told me that if you exit university the same person you entered, then you have wasted the entire 4 years. That is the lesson I can give to you. This is not only an academic space, but this is a space of growth. This is a space of resilience, and this is a space of taking accountability for all the mistakes that you will make. You will face mistakes, you will face challenges, but it's how you overcome them that matters. With all that being said, welcome to UWC, welcome to your future, welcome to the University of the Far Intellectual Left. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Deputy President. Since we've been doing introductions of the SRC and the members who are here, I'd like to take that a step further and introduce my colleagues who are all seated on stage. So I'll start with the Rector and Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Robert Balfour. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Monwabisi Kgalagala. The Deputy Vice Chancellor for Student Development and Support, Professor Matete Madiba. The Executive Director for Finance and Services, Mr. Mani Regal. The Executive Director for Human Resources, Mr. Meko Magida. And then I'm going to my left. But before I go there, if you look at this on the sides of the stage, you'll see there are 7 flags. And each one of these represents the different faculties of this university. So we have 7 faculties: law, arts and humanities, community and health sciences, natural sciences, economic and management sciences, education, and dentistry. So there are 7 faculties, but for this session, we have 2 faculties, and they are the community and health sciences and the faculty of law. So I'll start with those 2 deans so that you can identify your deans for your faculty that you are registered in. The Faculty of Community and Health Sciences, the dean is Professor Anita Padmanabhani. And the dean for the Faculty of Law is Professor Jacques Deville. Other deans in our presence are Professor David Holgate, who is the Dean of the Natural Sciences Faculty. Professor Rajendran Govender, Faculty of Education. We have Professor Gregory Davids, who is representing the Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences. And Professor Davids is the Deputy Dean for Learning and Teaching in the EMS faculty. Then I have Professor Virusamy Yengopal, who is the Dean of Dentistry. Professor Sarojini Nadar, who is the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. I think I've covered everybody. So with that, I have introduced you to everyone on stage. The SRC Deputy President introduced you to his colleagues. I would like you now to introduce yourselves, not to me, but turn to your left and introduce yourself to the person sitting next to you. And parents as well. Now you may turn to your right and introduce yourself to the person on your right. So let's turn behind us and introduce the person who's sitting behind you. Thank you. So hopefully you now know 3 more people than you knew when you walked in here. Okay? And let's hope you remember these people, and who knows what friendships may form from these initial introductions. How many of you have come to this university not knowing anybody? You're all on your own, you're feeling a bit anxious, feeling a bit scared, nervous. You don't have friends, you're all on your own. Is there anyone here who has come entirely on their own? No friends? That's a fair number of hands that I am seeing, okay? So it is important for you to get to know the people that you will be spending perhaps the next 3, 4, 5 years with. And who knows what this kind of networking can lead to in the future. And as I said previously, who knows, seated among you here today could be your life partner as well. I see the parents are getting very worried. But parents, all work and no play. And at universities, we encourage a balance of working hard and playing hard. But when I talk about playing hard, I'm not talking about the barn, and I'm not talking about the bars or the clubs. I'm talking about the sporting clubs and societies that we may have. There are various other activities that you can get involved in. But a lot of that learning, as we all know, takes place outside the classroom, not only in the classroom. So make sure that you take full advantage of that, because trust me, these years are extremely precious and you will never get these years again. It's that wonderful time in your life where you get to be an adult without having the responsibilities of paying the bills. So enjoy it while you can. With that, I would like to now call upon the Rector and Vice Chancellor, Professor Robert Balfour, to address you. Please welcome Prof. Balfour to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody, and what a privilege it is to be able to address you today. I want also to acknowledge our SRC Deputy President and President, as well as the whole of our SRC team, our executive management and senior management, our academic and specialist support staff, the parents and loved ones of our students who have accompanied them today. Thank you for coming along, and of course, a very, very warm welcome to the University of the Western Cape, to our students. This is a time of enormous opportunity for you as young people, and you have come to a place in South Africa that has a legacy, a history of activism, and a role that was played in the history of our struggle for freedom was played by many prominent people who have passed through these halls and who have worked at this institution. People like Nelson Mandela, Kada Asmal Dalla Omar, and many, many others have been living examples, testimonies to the greatness that has come from this place in terms of leadership. So you are on a road to greatness in your lives. You are undertaking the first day of an academic journey that requires an utter dedication from you to be successful in this place and to be a champion of this place once you have graduated. Everybody knows the words of Nelson Mandela, who spoke about the relationship between education and change, not only about education as personally transformative, but education as that way in which we transform the entire society in which we live. And we have still got so much to do in terms of addressing the legacies of the past in our country And your being here today is day one of your role in contributing to that legacy. So I don't only welcome you as bright and young minds with wonderful futures ahead, we welcome you as beacons of hope, as a chance for a more and more successful and better future for us all. And of course, in your being here today, to realize that this institution received about 275,000 applicants for places here, of which there are only approximately 4,500 available. So when we talk about you being special in a special place, it is about a debt to the future that you begin to work on today. It is also about a wonderful, wonderful chance that I would like you to make the most of. Our SRC Deputy President, and I want to take this chance to thank him and all the team as well for leading with our students and our senior students in setting up the welcome and orientation program that you've been part of, made mention of the need to make friends and establish networks. Our registrar made mention of the need to reach out to each other and be in solidarity with each other. As young people who have come here who might not know the Western Cape, might not know the institution, the way to find out about it is to reach out and form those bonds. And of course, in being here as part of that special few for whom places could be offered, to do your very best with the academic program of which you are part and make a success of it. I was also a young person once, and I chose to come to university in those days that I thought this is the furthest place I can get to away from my family, because I wanted to be absolutely free. I had ideas about, freedom and being able to do things your own way and not being like in a school where you were told what to do all the time and, where to put your books and where to pack your shoes and so on. And of course, although I felt lost on campus, the places that everybody knew where to find were the local bars and fun places to go to. So don't make the mistake of investing in a social life for yourselves without keeping in mind the values of why you are here, what brought you here, what motivated you to come here, which is about your academic work, the seriousness of your personal ambitions for yourself, your want to make an improvement to your community and your loved ones and the families that have sent you here. Please also bear in mind that your parents and your loved ones who you might be separated from in coming terms would love to hear from you. So don't forget to phone home, to say, hi, I love you, I'm still here, everything's going okay, I miss you. Keep those bonds between the people you love and yourself at home strong. Sometimes as a VC, you get a phone call from a parent to say, what's happened to my daughter or child? I never hear from them anymore. Don't be like that person. Be the one who is in touch and keep in touch with your loved ones. And of course, I talk a lot about this institution as being a special place. You must know that when day zero came to the Western Cape and the dams were running dry and we were running out of solutions for water, it was UWC that identified its own source of water and put in place its own purification plant, and that was the excellence of our people. It was the excellence of our academics and our support specialists who made exciting initiatives like that happen. And you are in that place today, students. You are in the place of solutions and innovations and the future. So grab it with both hands and make the most of it. As student assistants, and you'll see many of our student assistants are in the audience with you as well, and also our support staff and our academic staff are here to help you. We are here to help you. And we will not know how to help you unless you ask for help. And I also remember being young once and coming to a strange place and then feeling lonely. And because of the person that I was, I thought, when I'm lonely, then I just want to be on my own. So I made it worse. Not only was I feeling lonely, but then I didn't want any connection with other people. Don't be that person. If you're feeling lost and feeling lonely, reach out, make a connection, ask for help. Our SRC has also mentioned the need, we take it seriously, the need to look after each other. If you're walking alone on campus at night and it's dark, if you're in your residence or private residence and you need to go somewhere and it's dark, don't walk alone. Go with a friend. Take each other for company. Say to your friends around you in your house or your residence, I'm going out, this is who I'm going with, here are my contact details. Be safe, be responsible for yourself, and we are also looking out for your safety and your responsibility as well. We are also there for you in that respect. We found from a survey of our students last year, we survey our students' experience every year, that 88% of our students found being present in a lecture was very helpful. So please don't be like one of my family members, my cousin, call him Albert for today. Albert got to a university in this country, and the last time the examiner saw him was at the assessment, and the professor said, I don't recognize you. I'm from my classes. I've never seen you in my class. And my cousin said to him, I've never seen you either, Professor. This is the first time. So come to class and embrace it. It's not always that you can learn from the books. Very often, as our colleagues have said, you learn from each other. And the learning cannot happen unless you're together. Learning is not just about you. It's about what you learn from each other. It's about what you learn together and with our academics. So put 100% in, and I guarantee you, you will get that 100% out of the experience. Our registrar mentioned that over 60% of our students are women. So yes, Dr. Nita, very likely that you might meet a life partner or a spouse in this audience. But the other point to make about this is that there is no place for gender-based violence here. No place for violence here. So please bear that in mind in terms of our commitment to the safety of our students, in terms of your commitment to each other, sitting next to each other in these rows. Bear in mind, let's keep each other safe. Let's take care of each other in the learning and on the journey, so that when we get to our third year, our fourth year, we succeed, we are ready, and we have grown and we have changed, we have transformed. I come to the closing remarks of my talk to you, and I want to use this analogy of the butterfly and how butterflies are born. And there was a man who walked past a tree with this branch on it, and he could see there was this butterfly cocoon that was hanging from the little branch. And the butterfly was trying to squeeze its way out, as a larva and pupae trying to squeeze its way out of the cocoon. And the man thought to himself, oh, it looks like the butterfly is struggling. I'll come back tomorrow and see if it has broken free from the cocoon. So he came back, and a little part of the wing was sticking out of the bottom there of the cocoon, and the butterfly was still struggling to break out of the cocoon. And the third day, the person came back, and he said, today I'm going to help this butterfly. I'm going to cut the cocoon so that the butterfly can break out, be free. And when he did so, to his dismay, when the butterfly emerged, it was malformed. The body had not formed, and the wings were still close to it like this, and it could not fly. Why is that? Because butterflies, in their growth pattern in life, have to push all that energy into the wings so that they can get out of the cocoon. And if it is too easy to get out, then the sap that is meant to go, the fluids that are meant to go into those wings don't go into the wings, and the butterfly cannot fly. Why am I giving you this analogy as young students? In your academic journey, embrace the difficulty of it. Do not be daunted by how hard that journey can seem to be, because it is in the difficulties of the journey that you learn so very much about yourselves, your resilience, your stamina, and you also learn the key things we need you to understand about knowledge, its purpose and relevance, and its potential in changing your lives. So be that butterfly, young people, that pushes all the energy into the wings so that you are the one that flies once you have broken that cocoon. I want to wish you well in 2025, and may you enjoy your time at UWC. I thank you.
Thank you, Professor Balfour. I think Professor Balfour deserves another round of applause. So today is a very, very significant point in your journey at this university. It's the first time you are sharing this space with your loved ones seated at the back. And the next time this happens is when you walk across the stage as you graduate. So think on that and think of how in those 3 or 4 or 5 years, things may change, how you may change. Parents may still look as young as they do today, but I can tell you for sure they will not be sitting there so quietly. Because at graduations, it's very hard to keep your parents quiet. And the reason for that is because they simply cannot contain their pride, their joy, their excitement as they see you successfully complete this stage of your life. And I think today we should not also diminish that level of pride and joy that they feel as they sit here in this hall, because for many of them, you represent hope. You represent a change in life circumstances. You represent a whole new way of life, not just for your family, but for your community as well. So think about that and how symbolic this moment actually is. And take it in, breathe it in, enjoy it, and let it inspire you and let it motivate you as you continue on this journey with us for the next few years. You will, after this session is over, you will be given by other members of the university more information about what is available at the university. They will give you information about your specific faculties, about your peer facilitators, who will be part of your orientation during the course of this week. It is a very important time in your life because the university is very, very unlike the schools you have come from. It is massive, it is complex, there are different layers, and you need to understand that. You need to know, come next Monday, where to go to for your first lecture. Nobody is going to ring a bell. Nobody is coming to find you. You will have to find your own way. So the orientation that you will receive this week is essential for you to be able to navigate your way around from next week onwards. Take full advantage of it. Get to know what services are provided by the university. There are all sorts of support services available for you. Make sure you know what exists, how to find your way there, where to go to, where it is, what they offer, so that at no point must you ever feel that you are alone and that there's no one here to help you. There are various offices available at the university to join you in your journey to success and make good use of that. Please make sure that you know where your faculty is, what you need to do in terms of registering with them, what the demands are for the year, and you will get all of this information after this session. We look forward to working with you. Any information that the university sends to you will be in the form of an official email on your own university email account. So always check your student email account for official information from the university. As much as we have a very large social media footprint, and we encourage you to participate in that, at the same time, we want to warn you about misinformation and disinformation. You are all aware of fake news and how easily you can be duped out there. So be careful of that. And that is why I say, when you are looking for official information from the university, go to your university email address, go to the university website. All information will be available on that as well. So with that, I will leave you in the capable hands.
You may be seated. Thank you. Just before I hand over to my colleague, Ms. Nosrana Parker from the Career Services Office, I just want to make you aware that once everything is concluded in the hall, for the parents seated at the back, I'm going to be giving these signs. It says parents' presentations to 3 of the ushers, the people in the yellow shirts, and they will personally escort you to our library auditorium, which is just across the way over here, for more information about things that UWC has to offer specifically for parents. So please join them in the foyer. They'll stand in the foyer and they'll personally escort you to the library auditorium for the parents' presentations. Good luck to all of you. I would like to get to know as many of you as possible along your journey as well, especially the law people, because I always need a lawyer. Or I think I'm going to need a lawyer. So all the very best to you, and it just gets better from here onwards. Thank you very much. Ms. Nosrana Parker will take it over for you. Please give a big round of applause.
Good afternoon, Molweni. Assalamu alaikum, Sanbonani, Dumilang. Welcome to UWC. As Hardy has mentioned, my name is Nosrana, and I head up orientation as part of career services within the student development and support. We are glad that you've chosen UWC as your university of choice. Believe you me, at UWC you will be doing as much learning inside and outside of the lecture room. UWC is a place where you get to discover your skills, your interests, your strengths that you did not know existed. If you had to ask me 15 years ago that I would be standing in front of all of you on an annual basis to welcome you, I definitely would have laughed at you. So similar to all of us when we started university, we felt alone, we felt unsure. But let's just show us our commonalities and how much we are in the same boat. Let's just quickly get an indication by standing who makes up our first year students. So could all of our female students stand? So this is just a glimpse, and this happens in every session year on year. Clearly, UWC is all about women empowerment. Welcome, ladies, and you're certainly going to rock this campus. Thank you. Can all the students from countries across Africa, all our brothers and sisters from across the continent, can you stand? Students from across Africa, welcome. Students from countries outside of Africa, who of you have decided to study the tip of the African continent? Students from outside of Africa, do we have anyone here today? No? Perhaps in GH1, 2, or 3. Okay. Do we have any first years who have brothers or sisters who are currently UWC students? Come on, there must be a few of you that have siblings at UWC. Okay, so they would have told you of some of the cool things about UWC. Hopefully in the next week you'll be learning much more and you'll be able to inform them of what they didn't know. Do we have any parents that are UWC alumni? Parents, welcome back. Like Hardy has said, UWC has grown in leaps and bounds, so please take time out to go to the parent presentation and the parent tour. Our postgrad peer facilitators are assisting with the campus tour for parents, so don't miss out on that. As UWC, we endeavor to ensure that our first year students have access to as many resources and services as possible. We want you to succeed. Orientation is just one component of the first year experience, which we are extremely passionate about. We also need to remember that as we sit here today, we sit here as a privileged group. Many of us did not, or many of our peers did not get into university. I'm sure the Madam Registrar has mentioned that we had in an excess of 125,000 applications this year for 4,700 spots. Also, many students and matriculants across the globe did not have universities to go to, and their dreams have been shattered. So as we sit here, recognize our privilege and ensure that you promise yourselves that you're going to make the best of this opportunity. But also remember, you are not alone in adapting to university. We have arranged, and we have a group of senior students who have given up 2 weeks of their vacation to help you orientate to university and transition from school into university life. They are called peer facilitators, like Madam Registrar has mentioned, and they will be at hand for the entire week to orientate you to the university. I'd like you to give a round of applause and a welcome to your peer facilitators for 2025, who's going to assist you with orientation. Peer facilitators, the floor is yours.
Bettina? All right. In the meantime, oh shit, it's happening tonight. In the place to be. Human.
Sama listed, skete se la sa di raptel, se man cash contant, shanda pa, jai wala Maradona gata, cash contant, shanda pa, are Maradona gata.
Ay man, ambana, tata gonte, kumana, sabata, iti gonte, shayi bosho, suga wana man, shayi moto, ambana, tata gonte, kumana boma, sabata, iti gonte, shayi bosho.
Okay, so the proof is in the pudding when I said there's a lot of learning and fun that happens outside the lecture room as well. So this particular group performed thrice today in each of the sessions. Law students, ma'am, I can't dance, ma'am, I'm afraid we're going to be alone. But clearly, they got it right. So thank you once again to all of our peer facilitators. I think, very importantly,